Alright guys, welcome back. We're jumping into the final race of the Tomahawk Cup, the final race of the day, the Unlimited class. So I'm starting off in second on the grid because Ryan Mayer actually beat me out in Heat 1 for the Unlimited class. So we're starting off, and Ryan Mayer and Christoph Nallet get into second and first, so I'm just right behind them. If you saw the previous episode / race, the variated final, you would know that my tire was rubbing on the swing arm, so it was slowing me down on the straightaway. I had since fixed that issue for this race, and we'll see how it actually goes out. So again, I'm going to use the same tactics that I've been using. This long left-hand turn that goes uphill and back downhill is the fastest part that I can go through, so my fastest section. So I'm going to try and overtake these guys over here. They seem to be blocking me out this time around though, so I'm just going to wait out. Ryan gives me a bit of an opening on the inside, so I'm just going to take it immediately and get in front. So already I can see that the tire fix is actually helping out. I would be streamlining Christoph, but I felt like I could overtake him on the straightaway. Just didn't have enough top end. We both tapered out at the end there. So right now my eyes are set on Christoph. Again, ignoring Ryan completely. Trying to get around Christoph any way that I can. And then just pull away from first place. Chris going really slow in the S section. Slows me down a bit. He's taking a defensive line here on this right-hander. Again, this is where we crashed out, or rather I crashed him out. So he's going to be a little bit cautious here. I get more speed coming out of this section, riding on the strip. And I overtake him here. So sorry, the rear camera actually died, the battery died, so I don't have any rear footage anymore from this point on. But you can trust me when I say I am pulling away from Christoph here on the straightaway and got a good sizable lead going into this next lap. So my general philosophy, once I'm in first place, is do not look behind. Use the corner, you're going to go around a 180-degree turn. So you're going to see the people behind you coming into the turn that you just finished. So use that as your way to figure out and judge how far away they are from you. If you don't see them there, they're probably directly behind you. If you do see them, you know that you're pulling away and you're pulling away. If you just keep turning around and looking behind you, you're just going to make yourself a little bit slower, and it's a little bit riskier and dangerous. You're not concentrating on the turn that's ahead of you. So on this track, I like to use this turn to judge exactly where other people are at. And I can see Christoph and Justin Adler just at the corner of my eye coming into the last turn. So Ryan Mayer must be behind me, and Christoph had dropped off. And if you don't know, Justin Adler from Boston, Massachusetts, he helps run the Lucky Two-Stroke shop over there. He's running in the Unlimited class on a single-speed E50, so it's not like my variated bike where I have a lever and I can compensate for the RPMs with the lever and such. He just has a single speed and that's it. So the fact that he's capable of building a bike fast enough with a good enough acceleration and good enough top speed to compete against varied bikes is very impressive, and his riding ability is also very impressive. So props to him, Justin Adler. So while it doesn't feel like it, I'm not necessarily riding to the greatest capacity that I could, or at least that I was in the variated final. It may not feel that way, but I am pulling really good lap times here. I'm only about a half a second to maybe 3/4 of a second off my lap times from the variated final. Now this could be due to the fact that I now have more top speed going into the straightaway and a little bit more speed in some of the corners because my tire's not rubbing anymore. Or it could just be that I'm in the lead, I can take the proper racing line, and nobody's in my way to slow me down. Now we're coming up to lap traffic here. And I believe this is one of the Chupacabra boys. Get around him on the outside, don't want to make any messes here. So although you can't see him, Ryan Mayer is actually quite a bit far away from me. I'm checking on the last turn there, and I can see him just getting into the final turn as I'm exiting it. So I'm keeping a good distance away from him. I know he can pick up some pace on me on the straightaway because I still think he has a little bit more top speed than I do going down the straight, but I'm just keeping a good distance. So I'm pacing myself, don't go overboard, you have a good lead, try not to go too fast, don't go too slow obviously, no reason to crash. But if I see that he's getting closer and closer and closer, I'll pick up the pace and I can ride as hard as I did in the variated final. So this is all about maintaining first place here. There was Ryan right there. Like I said, he's very close. So lap traffic slowing me down just a little bit. And since I'm conscious of that, try to go as quickly as I can down the straightaway and make up a little bit more time coming into the next 3 turns. Again, I want to maintain the distance from Ryan, but I don't want to push myself so much that I cause myself to crash. So it's around these next laps that I actually start slowing down a bit to conserve some energy. I'm coming into the end of lap 6, going into lap 7. So I can save a little bit of energy and then just push a little bit harder for laps 9 and 10. And if I see that Ryan is getting a little bit too close to me for comfort, and I think he's going to make a pass, then I'll push up the pace a bit more. Alright, finishing off this lap. Passing some more lap traffic. Let's go through some drills really quick. This first / second turn here, you want to get in wide and come back in. For the third turn right here, off camber turn, you just got to hug that curb in as much as you can and throw yourself to the left so that way you can take this right hand turn on the inside, avoiding all the bumps and mitigate that. Cut in to the S turn and try and make it as straight as possible. And go wide for this turn, going right, cutting into the edge of those strips right there. Coming down here to the left-hander, my favorite. Just hold it, pin it down as much as you can, and just keep turning left, left, left. Look where you're going. And right-hand turn, go wide and cut in as much as you can again. And final turn, it's a little bit tricky. And I'll have to admit, I haven't figured out a good method of executing that final turn. So I generally tend to go as wide as I can and then cut into that final turn to get as much speed exiting out and just keep turning and turning and turning. Sometimes it throws me off a little bit wide, other times I get into the middle of the track. But when you're riding this track, figure it out, experiment a little bit, and see what works best for you. Getting a little sloppy there. I'm pretty tired and exhausted from the full weekend of racing and practice. There's the final lap. So Ryan Mayer's still behind me. Quite close, actually. So being aware of this, I'm pushing myself a little bit harder. A little too hard there. Rubbing up against the strip. Get as much speed as I can for the rest of this. Brake really hard, come into the right-handers. And then cut out easy for the left. And that is all, folks. Thanks for watching. Again, be sure to check out the other videos, and I'll see you guys later.